Alright guys, today's video is all on the graphing calculator, so make sure you have this out. Before we start, I want to do a little housekeeping. So turn it on and go ahead and clear everything. And then let's start by going to Window. So everybody click Window. And can you guys make sure that yours is the same as mine? So -10, 10, 1, -10, 10, 1. If you're getting like an error or something, you want to make sure that these are actually the negative signs, like down here, not a subtraction sign. And you want to make sure they're exactly in this order. So please check that first. And then we should be good to go. All right, so today we're going to talk about how to do all this stuff on the graphing calculator so you don't have to do it by hand. So in order to actually graph the function, you're going to go to y equals in the top left corner. All right, so let's go ahead and clear that. So let's write that down. Push the button. It's the one that says y equals in the top left corner. Okay, and then you're actually going to type it in. So 2x squared subtract 4x subtract 6. Make sure you guys are using the subtract sign, not the little negative sign. Okay, I'm like not being coordinated today. Okay, so I guess for here, we could just rewrite it, right? We just typed it in. 2x squared minus 4x minus 6. You don't have to write that. Okay, go ahead and hit graph. So graph is in the top right, and you should see a U, right? There you go. All right, how do we find the vertex? So I bet you guys can eyeball it right there, but how do we actually find its ordered pair? So here's what you're going to click on. You're going to hit the blue button that says second, and then the trace button. All right, so everyone do that. Blue, trace. Okay, now was the vertex, do you guys remember, was the vertex a minimum or a maximum? Was it at the bottom of the graph or the top of the graph? Well, it was at the bottom, so we're going to go to option 3. So it depends on your graph. It's either option 3 or 4, depending on if it's a max or a min. Okay? So ours was a minimum, so we're going to hit enter. And then here's what you have to do. Do you guys see a little blinky thing? See that little blinker? Yours might be somewhere else, but find your blinker. And then see how it says left? Get your blinker anywhere you want left of the vertex. Anywhere you want left of the vertex. And you hit enter once. Now it says right. So now with the right arrow, get your blinker anywhere you want to the right of the vertex. As long as it's to the right of the vertex, you're going to hit enter twice. Once, twice. And there is your answer. And we're going to round it. So 0.99999, we're going to round it to 1, -8. Okay, so 1, -8. So let's write again what we did. You got to go to the left of it and hit enter once. And then you're going to go to the right of it and hit enter twice. And that will give you the vertex. Okay, to find the x-intercepts, you go to second trace again. So let's write that down. So second trace again. And another word for the x-intercepts is a 0. So you're going to go to option 2, because that's zeros. Okay, hit enter. And now we want to get our blinker to one of the zeros. Okay, so same thing as before. Get your blinker to the left of the first zero and hit enter once. And then get your blinker to the right of it and hit enter twice. So our first zero is at -1. Okay, but there's another one, so we have to do it all over again. Okay, so second trace, go down to option 2, which is 0, hit enter. Okay, now we got to get our blinker towards the other 0. So get it near the other 0. All right, it says left. So let's get our blinker a little bit to the left of it and hit enter once. And now get your blinker, hit the right arrow so you're to the right of it, and hit enter twice. And you should get 3, comma, that thing with the E, that just means 0. I'll talk about it in class tomorrow, but 3, comma, 0. So those are your zeros. Okay, to find the y-intercept is also second trace. Okay, so go ahead and click second trace again. Okay, so second trace again. And this time, to find the y-intercept, we're going to click enter on number 1, value. Okay, so option 1, value. Okay, and it should say x equals what? Well, you guys know this. If you're trying to find a y-intercept, what does x always equal? Yes, 0. Okay, so hit 0 and hit enter, and it's going to pop out the y-intercept. 0, comma, -6. Beautiful. 0, comma, -6. So you type in x equals 0 for the y-intercept. And then lastly, I don't know why this is on there, is the vertex a max or a min? You just look at it. If it's at the bottom of the graph, it's a min. If it's at the top of the graph, it's a max. So this one was obviously a min because it's at the bottom of the graph. All right, let's do one example where you actually have to use your calculator. So let's do number 3. I don't know, random. All right, so this is all you guys. I would pause it and try it. So start by typing it in. So negative fraction 1/2 x squared plus fraction 3/2 x minus 3. So get that typed in and then hit graph. Oh, we got lucky on this one. Okay, to find the vertex, it's a max. So to find the vertex, it's second trace, option number 4, because it's a maximum. Hit enter. Okay, we got to get our blinker to the left of the vertex. So here's the vertex. Get your blinker a little bit to the left of it, anywhere. Hit enter once. And then get your blinker anywhere to the right of it and hit enter twice. And the vertex we're going to round, it's 1.5, comma, -1.875. That's the vertex. Oh, do you guys see why we're lucky? The graph never crosses the x-axis, so there's no x-intercepts. We get to skip it. And then the y-intercept, that's when you do second trace, option number 1, because a y-intercept is the value when x equals, type in 0, enter. And it looks like the y-intercept is at 0, negative 3. All right, nice job, guys. That's using a calculator if they're kind of more complicated problems that you can't do by hand. Later.